Have you ever woken up with the echo of someone's presence, a face from your past, or perhaps a current connection, so vivid in your dream that the emotion clings to you for hours? It's a universal, subtle tremor. This feeling that a dream was more than just neural chatter. It was a message. This intense magnetic pull, this quiet haunting of your subconscious often leaves you asking, what does it mean that this person keeps appearing? Let me tell you, this sensation is not a sign of weakness, an emotional overreaction, or a sign of obsession. This is the natural and deeply human language of your internal world. It engages your mind, your emotions, your subtle energy, and most profoundly, your soul. It is a valid, powerful, and often overlooked form of communication. Behind this recurring dream, this persistent psychic impression, lies an inner, silent, and often misunderstood layer of reality. And it is precisely this layer that we are about to uncover. We are going to explore 10 profound revelations, 10 subtle signs, that will help you understand this process with emotional clarity, psychological insight, and a light, transformative spiritual understanding. Prepare to look beyond the image and see the energetic truth beneath. 1. The person is a mirror for an unfinished internal conflict. The repeated appearance of a specific person is often less about them and more about an unresolved aspect of your own being. The primary insight is this: they are a symbolic vehicle for a truth your subconscious needs you to face. This process connects the dynamics of psychology with a light spiritual perspective. The individual acts as a gatilho emotional trigger, linked to an old wound or an unexpressed feeling within you. It's deeply tied to memoria affettiva, affective memory, pulling forward the feeling associated with that relationship or interaction, rather than the person themselves. This creates an conflitto interno, internal conflict, that the dream state is attempting to harmonize. The dream is showing you where your own power, your forza do pensamento, power of thought, is still being invested externally. The person is a placeholder for a necessary conversation you must have with yourself. The core revelation is that the dream isn't a summons to reconnect, but a call to integrate. Your mind, in this sense, acts as a controlled laboratory, showing you the elements you still need to balance. Have you ever considered what feeling this person represents in your life? 2. They are a resonant frequency of your current energetic vibration. If the person's image persists, it's a powerful indication that your internal energy is currently tuned to their vibration, or to the quality of the connection you shared. This is the immediate truth. You are subconsciously resonating with a frequency that involves them, drawing them into your psychic space. Imagine your heart as an antenna. Your predominant thoughts, fears, or desires act as the dial. When you focus intensely on a specific emotional outcome or unresolved past, you send out that energetic signature. This isn't just psychology. It touches on a light understanding of the lei d'attraction, law of attraction, which states that like energy attracts like. Your dream is an internal manifestation of your current energetic output. The person is simply the clearest form that energy can take for you to recognize it. Moment of history. Think of a time when you suddenly remembered an old friend you hadn't spoken to in years, only to receive a message from them hours later. This wasn't coincidence. It was a subtle, unseen, energetic alignment. The dream is a prolonged version of this principle. The internal focus became so strong that it pulled the representation of the person into the visible landscape of your mind. 3. The activation of a dormant lazo de alma. Sometimes the person who appears carries a weight that transcends the mundane. The realization is this: the dream is a signal that an unconscious energetic cord, a lazo de alma, soul tie, has been activated and is requiring your conscious attention. A soul tie in this light is not necessarily mystical, but a profound energetic link created by intense shared experience, deep emotional connection, or unresolved interaction. Your subconscious mind, acts as the keeper of these energetic records. The appearance of the person is a form of synchronicity, a meaningful coincidence where your internal process aligns with a potential external or energetic reality. The tie is not meant to pull you back, but to be recognized and understood in the context of your spiritual destiny. You are being given the opportunity to process the energy of the past so that it no longer dictates your future. The appearance is not a chain. It is a thread of silk that can be untangled and released with conscious thought. 4. They represent a path, not taken, in your life. Often, the dream figure is not just about the connection you had, but about the choice they symbolize. This is the crucial understanding. The person is the embodiment of a possibility, a talent, or a life direction that you considered but ultimately abandoned. This powerful insight connects your dreams directly to your current spiritual path. The individual may represent a side of you, a passion, a creative pursuit, or a level of boldness that you suppressed or judged. Your memoria affettiva, affective memory, is showing you the feeling of who you could have been if you had followed a different impulse. This creates an conflitto interno, internal conflict, between the you are and the you might have been. The dream is a check-in from your destino, destiny. It's not asking you to return to the person but to reclaim the inner quality they represent. The dream acts like an old photograph, reminding you of the raw, untouched potential that still resides within your soul. 5. They are a trigger for necessary emotional release and healing. If the person in your dream evokes an unpleasant or intense emotion, the message is one of internal necessity. The sharp reality is this: the dream is using this figure as an emotional target to help you release trapped feelings that are blocking your energetic flow. Your subconscious, understands that certain emotional energies like resentment, guilt, or attachment are tied up with specific individuals. By bringing them into your dream, your mind is creating a safe, internal space for you to finally process and liberate those feelings. The dreams are serving as gatillos emotionais, emotional triggers, to bring the suppressed conflitto interno, internal conflict, to the surface. It is a profound act of self-healing. The dream isn't demanding a dialogue with the person, it's demanding a dialogue with the trapped emotion. Your mind acts as a skilled therapist, using the most recognizable image to get to the root of the pain. This is an act of liberation in alignment with your personal growth. 6. The power of your unconscious projection is seeking integration. The persistent dream might be a sign that you have heavily invested a particular quality into that person. The essential insight is, you have projected a powerful, often desirable aspect of yourself onto this individual, and your soul is asking you to take it back. Psychologically, this is a strong sign of projection. For example, if you dream of someone you believe is incredibly courageous, your mind might be telling you that you possess that forza do pensamento, power of thought, and courage. Spiritually, this relates to your vibration of wholeness. When we project, we diminish our own inner light, giving our power away. The dream is an act of synchronicity, within your psyche, where the external image, the person, is brought back to the internal stage, the dream, to be integrated. The dream acts as a sophisticated lens, showing you the parts of your own brilliance you've mistakenly labeled as belonging to someone else. 7. It is an echo of unresolved generational or familial energy. In deeper, more complex dreams, the person may not just be an individual, but a placeholder for a wider ancestral pattern. This is the profound truth. The person is acting as a symbol for a familial or generational energetic pattern that your soul is destined to heal. This ties the specific person to a much larger destiny, related to your lineage. Your subconscious, often uses the most recognizable figures to represent complex, recurring emotional dynamics, like a pattern of abandonment, a conflict of power, or a lack of self-worth. They become a personalized gatilho emotional trigger for an ancestral wound. The dream isn't about their individual life, but about the specific lazo de alma, soul tie, of a family pattern that needs to be consciously broken or transformed through you. Your own life acts as a spiritual pivot point, where the past can finally be cleared. 8. The dream is a synchronicity to adjust your current path. When the dream is particularly vivid and arrives at a time of major decision-making, it carries a very specific weight. The simple yet powerful message is, the appearance is a form of synchronicity, a profound nudge from the universe to recalibrate your internal compass. This person, regardless of their current relationship to you, might represent a specific life path or choice. The energy of this individual has been drawn into your field by the ley d'attraction, law of attraction, not to bring them back, but to use their association to guide your choices. Your subconscious is using this familiar symbol to show you a potential consequence or a necessary insight related to your current direction. It is a moment where the external reality, or possibility, aligns with your internal need. Your life is not a straight line, and the dream is a gentle, yet firm, hand on the tiller, guiding you toward a more aligned version of your destiny. 9. They are a test of emotional detachment and inner peace. If you have consciously worked to release this person from your life or heart, their continued appearance is often a final, subtle test. The core revelation is this. The dream is showing you where the energetic attachment, the lazo de alma, soul tie, has not been completely severed by your conscious will. The lingering emotional charge, often stored in your memoria afectiva, affective memory, is still creating a current that draws their image back. This involves the forza do pensamento, power of thought, directed toward letting go. The dream acts as a gauge for your inner peace. It is not a failure of your will, but a sign that the release needs to go deeper than the surface. You must consciously observe the dream without judgment or fear of relapse. The person is a placeholder for the final emotional residue that needs to be consciously cleared so that your vibration, can fully elevate. How much of your current emotional energy is still tied up in the memory of this person? 10. They are simply a messenger from the collective subconscious. In a very expansive sense, sometimes the individual is a pure archetype, a familiar face used to deliver a universal lesson. The final light truth is, the person is merely a convenient visual reference for a collective emotional or psychological truth that your soul needs to process. The person becomes an archetype of a lover, a rival, a mentor, or a challenger. This perspective connects the subconscious to a broader, shared field of energy and understanding. They are the mask the universal energy is wearing to speak a specific language to you. The dream is focusing on the archetypal lesson, the nature of love, the difficulty of boundaries, the necessity of assertiveness, rather than the individual's personality. They are a tool used by your higher self to transmit a complex message in a simple, recognizable form. The individual is a mere symbol in the grand theater of your internal spiritual journey. If this person continues to appear, let the truth resonate deep within your soul. You are not weak. You are profoundly sensitive, intuitively gifted, and deeply connected to the unseen currents of energy that shape all of life. Your dreams are not a sign of a flaw. They are proof of a powerful, engaged spirit. You have the ability to read the energetic signatures that others ignore. Your next instruction for healing and liberation is simple, elegant, and requires only your consciousness. Do not push the memory away. Do not wrestle with the image. Instead, observe the emotion with wisdom. When the dream arrives, acknowledge the intensity. Then consciously choose to focus your forza do pensamento, power of thought, on the present moment. Take a deep, intentional breath, and with every exhale, imagine the energetic cord, the lazo de alma, soul tie, loosening and dissolving, not in anger, but in love and peace. The person you see in your dreams is ultimately the messenger of your own truth. You are the only one who can truly read the letter. The dream is merely the envelope. Do not let the profound truths of your mind, your energy, and your heart remain unexplored. If this message resonated with the quiet, knowing part of your soul, consider subscribing to this channel to continue unveiling the deepest mysteries of your own journey. And if you know someone who has been haunted by a recurring dream, someone who needs to understand that their sensitivity is their greatest strength, gently send them this video.